Feel a twinge of fear coming up in my brain and feel the pain of saying that I'm going insane and everyone I see gets the heartbeat started. Everyone I meet feels like another target. Got the lust in my heart for them hitting the ground and this ain't a phase of craze, it's a total disease and I got my reasons, 'cause I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling twisted. I wasn't home before this feeling existed. So run while you can, I ain't gonna resist it. I never knew the wrong could feel so right. I'm feeling twisted. I see a trail of blood that's dripping on by through the same tear cracks that I see when they cry. Hear the screams in my head when I'm sitting in silence. Hear the voice in my head that's begging for violence. I can't help what I hear when they're screaming at me. I can't help when the voice ain't letting me be. I admit when it says get hitting and striking, I kinda like it. 'Cause I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling twisted. I wasn't home before this feeling existed. So run while you can, I ain't gonna resist it. I never knew the wrong could feel so right. Cause I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling twisted. I wasn't home before this feeling existed. So run while you can, I ain't gonna resist it. I never knew the wrong could feel so right. 'Cause I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling twisted. I wasn't home before this feeling existed. So run while you can, I ain't gonna resist it. I never knew the wrong could feel so right. I'm feeling twisted. Sometimes you realize that the lovers hate and the honest lying. Sometime you will find that the world you're living in is in disguise. You beat all your tats, you keep it your best. You swim in a place, but you live afraid. Afraid of the slip and you're afraid of the fall. chasing it all, I'm minimal bets. I'm playing the game, always wrong, I regret. I like that it's haunted my chance of a fall. The people who know you don't know you at all, you're a saint, we're saying. I hope that I'm within this illusion. If you can't just love the truth, then you'll be told when it's sin. No mistake, it's around that the man you built up will start crumbling down. Sometimes I realize that love is hate and honest lies. Sometimes you will find the world you're living in is in disguise. Running from another day away from seeing anyone. Nothing, no more common ground. Nobody cares to help a man he's bringing down. Never was, never planned to ever give a shit about a lesser man. So turn away and never fail. 'Cause Samaritan is just a thing they tell in the sand. A world about you, nobody listen then. Well, just Samaritan will never wear his shit again. Nobody lends a hand, nobody ever cares. The most are giving up some fucking load of thoughts and their prayers. Without a hope, another day is passing by with Savior saving grace and turning away. Nobody lends a hand, nobody ever cares. The most are giving up some fucking load of thoughts and their prayers. Hero calls, a hero falls. Nobody left to be the man that cured it all. Humankind is a feeling kind when you don't flip a dime to any broken blind. It ain't about love, it ain't about faith, it ain't about assuming you are fucking great. So learn to care, pick 'em up. It never ends, but lend a hand and help it to stop. A world about you, nobody listen then. Well, just Samaritan will never rear his head again. Nobody lends a hand, nobody ever cares. The most are giving up some fucking load of thoughts and their prayers. Without a hope, another day is passing by with Savior saving grace and turning away. Nobody lends a hand, nobody ever cares. The most are giving up some fucking load of thoughts and their prayers. The ones who can are never the ones who share. No one cares. Another body buried in thoughts and prayers. A world about you, nobody listen then. Well, just Samaritan will never rear his head again. Nobody lends a hand, nobody ever cares. The most are giving up some fucking load of thoughts and their prayers. Without a hope, another day is passing by with Savior saving grace and turning away. Nobody lends a hand, nobody ever cares. The most are giving up some fucking load of thoughts and their prayers. Feels like the weight of the world on me. Feels like I'm trapped where I don't wanna be. Feels like I'm a creature.
Hello, everyone. We got about a minute. But can we start up? I want to say welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Callon 49 otherwise known as Josh. I am joined today on this episode of the DSC-Cast by everyone's favorite Star Wars geek, my literal father, the Gad, as well as, surprisingly, I didn't think he was gonna actually make it, but hey, he's here anyway, lan626, aka Tony. I want to say, oh, hold on, let me fix, let me fix the camera thing. 01. So, we'll try and teaching this one. As we start up, I would like to say a big thank you to 1551, aka Spencer Crew and Jeremy and Dewey, for giving us permission to use their music in our streams. Specifically, 1551 won the Horde album that came out about this time last year. If you want to listen to any more of their stuff, you can always check them out on Spotify using the Spotify code on the screen currently. And yeah, so I would like to express my gratitude towards them. Spencer's been giving us some. Spencer himself has been giving us some of the more publicity lately with liking, retweeting every tweet whenever we go live, as well as liking it on Facebook and everything. So a big appreciation to Spencer for helping spread the word of the DSC-Cast. I'm going to unmute everyone in the Discord call now, so we can actually get started on this. Fair warning, this is probably going to be a spoiler-ish podcast. So, regarding Godzilla vs. Kong, and the Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 3. So, if you watch those, stay tuned, because you'll be able to hear our opinions, our thoughts about those stuff, and you'll also be able, if you haven't watched either of those things, I'm sorry, we're gonna get into some spoiler territory here, so if you don't, I would suggest, the vlog is gonna be up on YouTube and Twitch later, maybe even Facebook later once it gets uploaded. Here we pause the music here so I can actually focus on talking. But yeah, so you can go and watch Godzilla vs. Kong, which is currently out on HBO Max until April 20. I believe it's for 30 days. I would say. Let's see, 31, 37, 14, yeah, it'll be available until Wednesday, April 28th, so, on HBO Max, as well as it's currently in theaters. As far as Falcon with the Soldier, episode 3, episodes 1, 2, and 3 are available on Disney Plus, wherever, Disney Plus is accessible in your area, so, yeah, anyways, let's get the show started. I'm Devin. Hey guys, sorry it took me a little bit there. I was doing some game drink, doing some gaming and waiting for the countdown to go down. So we are now live. We welcome to the DSC-Cast, and let's get show on the road.
The show on the road, huh?
Why the hell not? Ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is Callon 49 otherwise known as Josh. I am again joined by everyone's favorite Star Wars geek dad, the Dad, as well as our again regular guest, Mr. lan626, the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fanboy, which I'm pretty sure he was very happy to hear the news about episode 6. So I believe that's what's going on. Anyway. Welcome to the show, you guys. I'm doing some, I gotta fix one thing real quick. Alright, so, Tony, you want to say anything or introduce yourself to the lovely thousands upon thousands of viewers and listeners?
Oh my fucking god. That's all I said. Oh my fucking god. Okay.
I love the
Oh.
fact that the first thing you did was immediately mute your mic.
No. Okay. I forgot that I switched off from push to talk, and push to talk is usually control. And then I thought, oh great, maybe I accidentally switched it back to being spacebar. So I pressed spacebar.
You muted your mic.
I muted myself instead.
Fail.
But oh my fucking god. Okay, so this entire week has been a wonderful, wonderful little roller coaster for me.
Not just for you.
And you.
Thank you.
And probably half the world if they decided to go and do exactly what we did.
Right.
So, first off, can we go with the first thing on the schedule? I believe.
Yeah. Give me one moment.
movie that we're checking out?
Let me start the countdown timer. So, podcast officially begins in 3, 2, 1. Now. All right. Go ahead, Joey.
Okay. Fucking Godzilla versus Kong. Oh my god.
Movie-
What the...
The movie that we've all been waiting for since, well, a good portion of the world has been waiting for it since, what, 63 when the first one came out? When, the original Godzilla vs. Kong came out? Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, it was around 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the thing is, yeah, you had them that were waiting for a new Godzilla vs. Kong, and those people who were adults by then will never get to see it because they're probably either old and passed away by that point, or they're too old and can't see it and can't remember what Godzilla and Kong were like back then.
My grandpa was able to see it when it first came out. He said he didn't like the original, but then again, even back then, it was cheesy as hell to watch. And so
Back then, their effects were people in rubber suits,
Man
for
in a suit.
Godzilla, a guy in a really hairy, furry-looking suit for Kong, and they had to kind of just like go with simple motions. That way, it wasn't like over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And they had little models, the island, if I remember correctly. And it was just like, back then, yeah, for some people it looked stupid. It looked like it was probably puppets and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the entire scene of Kong being airlifted onto the island by a whole bunch of balloons, like a whole prequel to the Disney Pixar film Up, but with Kong.
But fucking Godzilla versus Kong. Okay. So it's literally a wonderful ride. It's not like hey, we're just gonna go and rocket you through this entire thing and expect you to go and catch up with it with bam, 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 bam. Here's all these key moments that are gonna blast by. No. It's a nice stroll down the lazy river at like 5 different points, if I remember correctly. The opening was nice, slow. You saw like scenes from the previous movies and the opening credits, and it was just like, this is fantastic. I love sitting here and looking at this stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the certain parts where people are like, "Oh, this action is not good enough. Oh, things could have been a little bit better with this scene."
Oh,
I've seen people go and complain about scenes, but
yeah, I have to.
Through them, those scenes still were perfectly fine. They were fantastic for what we got.
I'm going to say this. The best thing I can say about Godzilla vs. Kong is that it's not a movie it's a feature-length Universal Studios film ride, and it was like I mentioned on last week's podcast. Me and Tony, we went to go see the film in the actual theaters, which was actually a pretty pleasant experience for the most part. Actually being in a theater again. Combining that with the fact that me and Tony had gone to the Dolby Theater version of the film at AMC, where the sound literally vibrates the chairs that you're in, the leatherback reclining chairs that you're in. And the sound reverberates in the different sections, like it's 360 sound in that theater. So it's like you're actually going on a Universal Studios ride while Godzilla and Kong are tearing it up. It is a thrill ride. I'm gonna say this right now: if you have the opportunity to go see it in theaters, take that opportunity and run with it, because this movie is definitely not an Oscar winner unless you count for special effects. But it deserves to be seen on the biggest screen you can possibly find. It is that good of a monster movie. I can't tell you how many times I looked over at Tony and he was about to pass out just from sheer awesomeness. Anyway, go ahead, Joey.
Okay. So from the get-go, the fact that there was a massive amount of callbacks with certain aspects from different movies. Oh God, where could I start with this? Okay, so we'll go with. Oh wait, hold on. Should we go and include spoilers, or
Yes,
should we hold off?
I straight up mentioned in every description I could that this podcast would involve spoilers regarding Godzilla vs. Kong, primarily because the film is being wide released both digitally and in theaters, so it's everyone who wants to see it has probably already seen it. So
Okay, so I didn't know if we were gonna go
right.
spoiler free or not. So, okay,
But before we get any spoilers, I would like to ask Dag what his impressions of the movie were, without spoiling anything, just so the people who are listening who actually do not want to be spoiled get a better impression from. Besides me, okay, Dag just apparently. Oh, there he is.
technical difficulties, man.
Dag,
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything you guys were saying.
Oh,
Like it just went deaf.
um,
Anyway,
Dag, what?
I just want to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Dag, I want you to go ahead and talk about
please
the
stop
film
talking.
without
Let me speak.
spoiling it or anything at the moment. So go.
I love the way the action scenes were. I mean, it really got to the point where it really looked like they were real fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was pretty awesome. The one thing I did not like about it was they didn't explain how Kong got where he was at the beginning.
To be fair, it's a sequel to both Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yes.
If you didn't watch
But they went from Godzilla versus the King of the Monsters to this, but they didn't explain how he got there.
he was still on Skull Island. It was just they mentioned it in the film that.
I know he was still on Skull Island, but I mean, how did they could have explained it better? Is what I'm saying.
I don't understand how they could have explained it better. I mean, he was on Skull Island. I guess now we're getting into spoiler territory, so screw it out the window. Kong's been on Skull Island, and containment containment area because because that's his natural habitat. If he leaves the island, Godzilla's gonna come in and try to whoop his ass. Which I
Yeah,
mean,
I get that point, but what I'm trying to say is they could have,
Explain how.
I
they
guess,
got
kind of
there.
explained it and showed it instead of just having him there. You know, I mean, because
Well-
she even said it was years later.
Well, how I think he got into that containment thing was probably due, in fact, of the girl who he swore to protect.
yeah.
Yeah, she probably, as we learned, Kong knows how to speak sign language, and they can understand each other. So she probably asked him to go in there as they were talking about Godzilla possibly coming to go and find him, which probably could have been a thing that they threw in real quick, whether it was a visual thing or
Like a flashback or something, yeah.
that would
But-
make a little bit more sense rather than them just going and opening with that. Which
I guess
do
it
like
was I guess it was a more of okay, if you're here to watch this movie, more than likely you have seen the other 3 films in the MonsterVerse. To
Well, I
get
mean,
a context up to that point. I agree that maybe it could have been explained better instead of just throwing us straight into Skull Island with Kong waking up from his
Well-
nap to whatever song that was. I can't
Well-
remember.
okay, they could have easily, in the scenes in before all that, you know how they're doing little flashbacks and stuff.
No,
Put a
but
little something in there real quick, you know.
no, but they did though. I mean, okay,
And
so
nothing with him being in there. You know, they just show them doing their monsters and everything, and then that was pretty much it.
I mean, does
They
it
didn't
really
show all the other stuff.
does it really matter how they got Kong into containment? I mean, at this point, they've known about Kong's existence from the Vietnam War, which is what, late 60s, early 70s? Just,
See, and that's my point, is they have him in Kong Skull Island. They briefly show him in Godzilla versus the King of the Monsters.
they don't, no, actually they don't show him, and the
There's
only,
one little scene where they see him walking, and that's it.
no, not even that,
And that's it.
not even that.
Alright, whatever.
I mean, it was Godzilla's movie, not a Kong movie, so.
But they showed each one of them.
Let's agree to
Believe-
disagree on that.
wait, wasn't it during the scenes where they were talking about all the different Titans, as they call them in the movie?
Yes, and they showed him briefly. It was real quick, and that was it.
Okay, I'll,
Yeah, because I remember seeing that because they were showing off all the other ones too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll agree
It was
to
on, like, a
disagree.
computer screen.
Right. Moving on, this isn't about how Kong got into containment. The movie's
Yeah,
about
yeah,
how
okay.
he got out of containment.
It's not it's not about how he got out of containment. It's about the fucking fight between Godzilla and Kong himself.
Yes.
One thing I absolutely love is that there was no Martha movement in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no moment where they were like, "Oh shit, we gotta stop fighting each other for no fucking reason." Well,
Like, okay,
they
so,
kind of did have that moment, but
but it
that's
worked
later
better
on.
for this film than it did for, like, Batman v Superman. Because, I mean, Batman v
did-
Superman, the whole movie was titled Batman v Superman, but you only get like 5 minutes of Batman actually fighting Superman, and it ends with a stupid Martha moment. And where it's like, okay, now, okay, so your mom's name is Martha, okay, I trust you completely, let's go kick Doomsday's ass.
You know,
But in
back
this,
to the other movie.
but in Godzilla vs. Kong, it's more like there is a defined winner in the film, which there are 3 rounds the way I saw it, 3 rounds of Godzilla vs. Kong, and then the final boss. Which
First round, Godzilla wins. Second round, Kong wins. Third round, they both win.
no, the third round, Godzilla won because he knocked Kong unconscious. Again, suddenly the true bad guy of the film decides to burst out of Victoria Peak and start kicking Godzilla's scaly ass.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah,
But the clear winner of the film is Godzilla. Godzilla was the winner of the fight. As opposed to the original Godzilla vs. King Kong, which was, I believe, Kong who won by a technicality, if I remember. Tony, you're our expert on this, so.
Okay, so how this was like, we're going based off of us. I'm sorry, I kind of like zoned out mentally. Okay, so here's the quick breakdown of how each fight had went. With the fact that Godzilla was taking them out. This is first fight on the boats and whatnot.
The one
Kong
that's in
put up a
every
great
single
fight.
one of the trailers.
Yeah. Kong put up a great fight, but if it wasn't for the fact that he nearly drowned, and
I mean, it was in Godzilla's element.
yeah, that's one of Godzilla's main elements is basically swimming in water like that.
And one thing that bugs me about the film is that, if you really think about it, every environment that they fought in was in Godzilla's environment. Because Godzilla has experience fighting in the water as well as fighting on land. But in the city.
And not any land, of course, because
In
if
a-
they were
in a
fighting on
city.
like Skull Island,
If they were fighting Skull Island, Godzilla probably wouldn't stand too
That's
much.
it.
It'd probably be a little bit
Godzilla
more of an
has-
even fight.
it probably would have been a little bit more even due to the fact that Kong would have had a greater advantage of living there and knowing his own island basically like the back of his paw.
Right.
But since the majority of the fights were nowhere near a place that Kong would be like, oh hey, I know how to go and handle this kind of stuff, you know, it wouldn't have been fair, of course. So due to the fact that technically the first round was a given loss due to the fact that Kong basically was out of energy from being dragged underwater for so long and nearly passed out.
And the
there
fact
and
that
nearly died.
that and all the fact that that Kong himself was essentially caught unprepared for Godzilla's attack.
So
So,
with the fact that he couldn't continue moving and he basically managed to get back onto the boat and was just laying there, couldn't move.
right.
The fact that the humans on board were like, okay, we gotta go and shut down everything and stop moving, basically showed that we're like giving up.
Right, I mean, that was
That was
strategy.
an instant win for him. That was an instant win for Godzilla right there. The second fight was
Okay,
pretty
before
glorious as well.
before we get into the second fight, I think we need to get more into the story of the film that we had to have because
yeah.
human
Okay,
elements,
so-
Hollywood, you know how it goes. So,
So
go ahead.
the main point of the story was not really to get them to fight each other. It was originally just to go and find that place for. Well, according to the people who didn't know what was really going on, they were just trying to go and find a new place for Kong to live
Mm-hmm.
to try to
The Hollow Earth, yeah.
which is why they went into the Hollow Earth. And originally, it was perceived as a theory only, and due to the fact that it wasn't, was a fascinating thing that they actually came up with. And I liked that idea that, yeah, no, the Earth isn't really just completely solid. There's a hollow pocket inside our Earth's core
Surprisingly, the Earth's core isn't Unicron.
Well, it kind of felt like it was a Jules Verne version.
Like a Journey
Was
to
it
Center
Gibson
version.
Yes, yeah. That's exactly how I felt when I saw that. I was like, oh my god, they're throwing in Jules Verne's. Oh my god.
I
But,
mean, so with the storyline and everything, it's like, so we got this company called Apex. They are working on a solution to the Titan issue. Because, I mean, you got Godzilla who's running around Tokyo City like a big playground for all of you Zoomers who get that reference. Millennials, rather. And all these other Titans that showed up at 5 years earlier in King of the Monsters. But, so you got this company Apex trying to get their anti-Titan weapon online, but they need power to do it.
The thing is, they also hid the fact that they have an anti-Titan weapon. They're just trying to be like, oh yeah, our company is here to go and...
I don't think they intended... I mean, sure, yes, they did intend to hide the true enemy. I'm not gonna mention the true enemy just yet, because we'll get to that later. But, I mean, I don't think... They weren't... Walter... Whatever his name is, Walter Simmons or whatnot, he was saying is, we're creating something to combat the Titans. He's pretty much coming out and saying that. He isn't saying what it is, but he isn't exactly hiding what his intentions are.
Well, yeah, he actually was. He wasn't specifying that he was building a Titan weapon to go and face the Titans. He basically was just saying, oh, we're gonna try to make our future a better one by helping out, the people. It wasn't a, hey, we're making things to go and fight the Titans.
Right.
Deal. Because
now I see what you're trying to say.
If he was out in the open with saying that he was building a weapon to fight the Titans, they wouldn't let him do it. He would have to do it even more secret than what we saw. Because the government would constantly keep an eye on him at all times. The government didn't keep an eye on him at all.
Or at least none that we saw in the film. Not that.
Which is why, when I saw that, I was like, okay, cool. So he's doing his damnedest to keep an eye on everyone else, make sure that he's not out in the open, go and be like, hey, we're gonna go and do something to go and take care of these Titans.
I don't.
But I do want to say this real quick.
Go ahead.
First time going and seeing the guy, and Josh knows this because I leaned over to him and whispered it to him. As soon as you saw the director of the company, I was like, that dude's obviously the bad guy. His facial features, his attitude. And
he was the head of the company. He's looking to make Godzilla
not only that, but when he has his partner go and visit the oh god, what was his name? Like the dude who became the leader of the expedition to the
Dr. Nathan
Hollow
Lind.
Core. He had his partner go and go into his place, and the guy was just like, okay, well, what's going on? And so he goes and tries to talk with his partner, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, you hear him, and he turns around, and he's sitting right there at the table. That's an evil bad guy move.
That's
just
true. For the record,
out of nowhere.
For the record, the partner that Tony is referring to is a character named Ren Serizawa, who is the supposed son of Ken Watanabe's character from Godzilla 1 in 2014, as well as Godzilla King of the Monsters, who died giving Godzilla the nuclear adrenaline he needed to go kick King Ghidorah's three-headed ass. Two-tailed ass. So,
Okay, I get it now. I know who you're talking about now.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't do very well with names. I
That's-
do.
That's why I do it. That's why I pay
I don't
attention.
do it very well either.
That's why I pay
Oh.
attention
Everybody's name.
for the characters.
But yeah. So, long story short, with that, basically you can tell he was a bad guy.
Right.
Even though he's sitting there trying to say, "Oh, I'm doing all these good things to go and make sure that things are good for everybody," and yada yada.
Okay.
And it's obvious that he's not.
Right. Anyways, so with this film the human story is honestly kind of shit. I mean, in my opinion, the human side of it was the worst out of any of the MonsterVerse films compared to like
I don't know. I think
compared to
the little girl was probably the best out of all the human aspects.
I mean,
Showing a different side of Kong.
yeah. I mean,
But
I'm
the
not
Millie
saying
Bobby
it
Brown and
all
all
was
that,
bad.
No.
I'm not saying it
Well,
was.
the story with Millie Bobby Brown and
She felt
her
like she
friend
was
and the guy.
shoehorned into the movie.
It's like it was a whole other story in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well,
it's like
I mean-
she was just trying to find Godzilla, and that's it.
To be fair, the film
Now-
is Godzilla vs. Kong, where you have the the Godzilla faction within Monarch, you have the Kong faction within Monarch, which so it
Well,
was
yeah.
essentially you're following Godzilla and you're following Kong, and then you're following Godzilla's human allies and you're following Kong's human allies. So it's in a way, it's 4 stories intertwined into one. But you don't
They could
have.
have done a little bit more with her character and the whole
Mhm.
thing that they did.
I mean,
I mean, it's
Everything
just
they did
thrown in
in-
at the last minute.
everything they had done in King of the Monsters with Kyle Chandler, what's her name? Who played her mom? Vera Farmiga, I believe, and Millie Bobby Brown in King of the Monsters worked well because I mean you understood what was going on. You had Charles Dance, who was a badass bad guy.
That one was more of the human aspect than it was for Godzilla's point, anyway. Because they had to show why all this came out.
I mean, you have to do the same thing with every movie. I mean, the only reason
Yeah, but this
in-
one,
the only reason why they had a human aspect to this one was because they needed a reason for Godzilla to fight Kong. They needed
yeah.
some form of reason to get the point A, the point B, the point C. And
Well, it's like the guy with the podcast thing. Okay. It kind of didn't make sense to it. I mean, all he was doing was trying to report everybody out there to everybody that they were there. But yet it really wasn't giving you much clues of what's going on.
right, I mean, I love Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
She's
he
a
was a-
great actress.
Yeah.
I love Julian Dennison, who most people would remember from Deadpool 2. He was
Yeah,
playing
he's his friend.
he was playing Madison Russell's friend in the film, appropriately named Josh, who is also a fat kid who was scared about everything. But anyway, we'll put that off to the side.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I think they decided to go and look at your life a little bit.
Shut the hell up. Anyways, okay, so we have these characters. We have they're all so we got Kong humans going down to Antarctica so they can have Kong take them into the whole Earth so they can get the power source. We have Godzilla humans investigating
Well,
a
hold on.
pet.
I understood the part with the King Kong thing.
That was really
I
cool.
mean, that fit.
That was
But
really cool.
their story with Godzilla really didn't fit
It did if you had watched.
it
If
until
you
the end.
no, to me it did. because one thing they didn't mention in the film was the use of the orca. So in the in King of the Monsters, there was a device that Vera Farmiga's character created called the orca, which was basically a device that simulated the frequency of a alpha titan. That they used to help calm down like Mothra and Rodan in the film, probably. But gave off a specific sound. Now, if you go into the Apex stuff in the film, you would hear the sound emanating from the parts of the weapon. So, and anytime you heard that sound, you knew Godzilla was there attacking that specific place because he's reacting to another alpha titan. They've been explaining.
That's what I'm saying. That part fit. It's just Millie Bobby Brown and their characters.
The human side of Godzilla story did not fit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It didn't fit until toward the end when they discovered it.
That, and even then, it was like.
It was kind of iffy.
Like, in a way, I would have understood if they could have told the story without having Millie Bobby Brown's character in that role. Because, one thing I liked about the original Godzilla 2014 was that it wasn't, Aaron Taylor Johnson wasn't there because he was this badass hero who was gonna stop King Kong, stop Godzilla from destroying San Francisco. He was just a normal guy whose father was kind of a loony. I mean, that's what you get when you have Heisenberg as your father. The dude was a normal guy who was in the army who just so happened to have expertise in explosive ordnance disposal, which just so happened to work. Basically, the way I look at these disaster movies or monster movies is when we're following a specific character throughout it, it's either that character is there because he has plot armor, or that character is just the unluckiest person on Earth who just so happens that no matter what he does, he just ends up in the path of the plot. That's what I liked about Godzilla 2014. Because the dude was a normal guy. He had a family he wanted to get home to, and he just gets caught up in all this hoopla regarding Godzilla and Amigos. Moving forward from that, you start getting more characters that are, they just have plot armor until the plot demands that they take it off. In King of the Monsters and hell, even in Callon Skull Island, you had characters played by Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson, who were there because, they were just picked for the roles. They were just picked for the plot. So, moving into Godzilla vs. Kong, I got that sense with, like, Gia, the little girl. I got that sense with, Alexander Skarsgård's character. I can't pronounce his last name. The guy who played It, Skarsgård's character, Dr. Nathan Lane. And then you got, Rebecca Hall's character, who, granted she had a reason to be there, but, the human, if you're gonna have a human, you're gonna have a human story in the film, you gotta make sense for the characters. It can't just be.
That's what I was saying. For the beginning of the film, they could have explained it a little bit more, why she was there, and why she was doing what she was with Kong. You just skip to it. You know?
Right? Yeah. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked with all this. The human story isn't exactly the best in this film. There are some interesting moments. There are some interesting characters. It's not, in my opinion, the best human story in a legendary MonsterVerse film. I will still go back and say that Godzilla 2014 had the better human story. And so, but but just giving you all the ideas of what's going on so you can get an idea of where people are. So now we can get into round 2. So, Godzilla versus Kong. Tony, you want to take it away?
Oh god. Actually, I would like to take it away, but I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, I got this. So round two. First and foremost, Apex has essentially summoned Godzilla to their base in Hong Kong by utilizing the weapon, the weapon that they've been building, which happens to use the same frequency as an Alpha 10 using the Orca, or a device similar to it. So Godzilla's in Hong Kong. Kong, however, is in the center of the Earth, discovering his past, discovering an axe that is literally made from the bones and dorsal fin of an ancient Godzilla-like creature, a prehistoric Godzilla, and Kong finally ascends the throne and takes his place as king of the Hollow Earth, essentially. But in doing so, Godzilla, doing one of the most absolutely badass things I think I've ever seen Godzilla do, literally uses his atomic breath to drill a hole from Hong Kong all the way down to the center of the goddamn Earth. So Kong can literally climb up through the Hollow Earth to Godzilla.
He falls down it. It's like he falls through it.
Right, because it's a gravity issue. Because, I mean, down there, gravity's up, well, up here, gravity's up, down there, gravity's down. Whatever how it is. So, Kong, with the axe, goes to Hong Kong. No pun intended, that's literally what happens in the movie. And Godzilla decides, okay, you're here, I'm gonna beat your ass. Beat your monkey ass. And if I have to say anything, the second round is where the Universal Studios ride really takes over. And in some cases literally, in other cases metaphorically. Because there are scenes where it's like, the characters are using like a advanced hovercraft to fly around Hong Kong in between Godzilla blasting people with his atomic breath and Kong swinging his battle axe through the air and swinging through buildings and stuff to kick Godzilla's ass. And the Hong Kong battle between Kong and Godzilla is probably the better of the rounds. Of the 3 rounds in it. film.
I just want to say this real quick.
Go ahead.
The scene when Kong is still down in the center of the earth, right after he does the atomic fire to go all the way through, and you see Godzilla peek over the edge, and Kong sees him. That scene right there is like, oh my god, I'm coming after your ass.
Like,
Kong just takes off.
and,
I mean, it's like, okay, it's on.
right, of course. I mean, sure. I mean, I've always been on Team Godzilla this entire time. I didn't think Kong would stand a chance against Listener's beefed up lizard.
I will say this, after he gets up there, for a while there, it looked like Kong was going to get his ass handed to him.
Oh yeah.
Even with the axe.
Oh
he
yeah.
just happens to come back and do something.
See, the difference is that Kong seems to only have been alive for like 150 years. Godzilla, we don't know how long he's been alive. We don't know how many titans he's killed. Godzilla just has more experience killing other titans.
They mentioned it in there. They've both killed other titans.
Right.
But Godzilla had killed more.
Mm-hmm.
And Godzilla had killed the main titan.
he he
So,
killed Monster Zero, aka King
exactly.
Ghidorah. Which we will get into a little bit more about King Ghidorah here in a few minutes. I
Yeah.
don't want to mention anything regarding the weapon until Tony gets back because it's something that me and Tony were looking forward to ever since we first heard the leaks and the rumors regarding the film. So I'll mention that whenever he comes back, or whenever he hits his spacebar again and unmutes his mic. So
It's the thing I liked about it is how the axe alone, okay, it
mhm
got fueled by the atomic power
mhm.
that was down there in the thing.
I mean, seeing that in the trailer was like, oh shit's about to go down. But once you get a decent close-up look at it and you realize exactly what it really is, it clicks in your head.
It's a
I'm like,
skull. It's like a scale from
it's got a scale. It's a
Godzilla.
dorsal fin.
Yeah,
It's one of the things
yeah.
that
That's what I'm
Godzilla
saying. It's
himself
like one of those from,
from an ancient Godzilla. And it's at that moment you
could be from
realize
the actual Godzilla. We don't know.
that's true. Well, then again, you did see the impression of an ancient Godzilla in the ground in the Hollow Earth around the throne when Kong put the axe down.
Yeah. But I'm just saying. I mean, it could have been from him. It could have been from something
That's
else.
true.
We
That's
don't know because we don't know if Godzilla actually knew about the place because he can go just about anywhere he wants.
Pretty much, yeah. Which makes me nervous about the next film if they do have it take place in the Hollow Earth because I mean, if Godzilla, Godzilla can pretty much go wherever the hell he wants. It doesn't matter what part. Hell, I'm sure Godzilla would find a way to go to space if he could.
It's funny you mention that because they do kind of do like Godzilla in space later on in the original series.
If it's Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, and a bunch of other alien images. We'll get
Yeah, I mean, it's like they do all that.
we'll get to that in a little bit because I do, when after we get done going through the film, I do want to do a discussion on what we would like to see in the future of the MonsterVerse because Tony knows I've got ideas. I know Tony's got ideas. I'm pretty sure you've got ideas as well. But anyways, round 2, Kong knocks down Godzilla and wins the round by utilizing the axe and the city around him. Round 3, however, when that begins, you get some more of the Easter eggs because you see Godzilla standing up. He's like dazed and confused, but you see Kong up there on the tower, like yeah, he's utilizing like his freaking Empire State Building. And you're like, oh shit, this ain't over. Go ahead, Tony. You can take over from here on round 3. Final
Okay,
round.
so going with round 3. How to begin?
I mean, round 3 is essentially just round 2, part 2. I mean,
Basically, so immediately after Godzilla gets back up, just the sequence of seeing that shot of Callon on that building, I loved.
Oh yeah.
That during that entire round previous, Godzilla was basically having his ass handed to him.
well,
For the next part, well, he still
Godzilla
had-
was able to
he
hold
lost.
his own. He lost the
still
round. He still lost
but-
the second round, but
He was basically
he was definitely able to hold his own. I mean,
he,
Kong won
he-
by like.
he still was having his ass handed to him.
Mhm.
Let's be honest. Don't deny it. Let's be honest. He basically was still having his ass handed to him. But with the fact of Godzilla knowing, okay, so I gotta change up my previous strategy of trying to go and beat his ass like I normally do to this. To me, it felt like he had gone. Well, I don't even know if Godzilla's still considered he. It probably is. I don't remember if it was mentioned that that Godzilla was a he or just an it, but
And so,
Godzilla had a strategy
Saratoga
of-
had always considered Godzilla as a male, so male alpha titan. So anyway,
all I have to say is the fact that to me it seemed like Godzilla was formulating his plan and just
Yeah, I got that when he kind of turned toward King Kong.
like
He's like, okay, let me figure this out. He's gonna come at me and let me go after him.
like
there was
I'm
a
gonna-
shot
I'm
in
gonna sit there and change my style of how I normally go and take out these giant ass monsters, and I'm gonna go and switch it up to some completely different to catch him off guard, which he basically did.
there was a specific shot in during that battle where you could literally see Godzilla smile, like I'm about to kick your ass, bitch.
Just that look. Okay, because one, there have been different Godzilla movies where they played with the camera works, and this is going off the old movies and whatnot.
The
There have
Toho
been
films.
camera angle works. Yeah, with the Toho films, there were old camera works where they actually had the camera at a specific angle, and it kind of did make it look like he had a smile on his face too.
Right.
But with the fact that they decided to incorporate like a glaring smile, it was just like, I'm gonna come at you, and you're not gonna expect what I got for you. I was just like, that is evil, and I love it.
There were so many shots in this film where he's like, okay, Godzilla, you're about to go kick some major ass. And then, Kong, you're gonna go kick some major ass. And flip-flop between those.
Just the look of whenever Kong's sitting there,
Yeah.
Godzilla comes toward him, and you see Kong's eyes get big, like, oh, here he comes.
Right.
Like, I'm not expecting this. What, he got up faster than I did. Oh fuck! What am I supposed to do now?
Exactly.
Godzilla, this big, chubby creature, was able to stand straight up and be like, okay, you've done effed up now. Cracks his knuckles and just atomic breaths the entire city. Literally cutting down buildings. Literally cutting down buildings that Kong was climbing up on so they would fall down. And and then
And
straight
Kong reminded me of like those. I don't remember specifically what kind of movies they were, but there are movies where it's like, oh crap, the hero's got to go and avoid the villain's attacks while trying to reach like their main weapon, and it's like, oh shit. But have you guys talked on what happens with the whole atomic breath and the axe, right?
we mentioned that earlier.
Okay.
Power, it gives it its power.
Just the fact that in that, oh god, what am I? Hold on, I'm probably remembering the second fight, but the fact with the whole Kong using the axe to basically split the atomic breath as it was coming up at.
I don't think it was. I don't think blocking it, not splitting it.
Oh no!
Yeah, he used it. He did use it to split it too.
Yeah,
'Cause it shows it where it splits around him.
yeah. There is a part. It was either in the second round or in the third round where Kong was dropping down from a building, right as Godzilla's getting ready to go and blast him in the face. He's got his axe right above his head, and he brings it down right in front of him, right as Godzilla's
Right.
blasting, which splits the beam, and it basically explodes, knocking him back.
Right.
That was a beautiful scene.
I'll tell you the one scene in the film during like the third round that made me know that no matter who won, we all win. Everyone watching the film wins.
Oh, yeah.
is when after Kong has dislocated his shoulder and fallen down, he have Godzilla going over and standing on top of him. Um, he leans down and straight up roars into Kong's face to say, "I am the alpha here." And Kong just like, "Bitch, please," and roars right back. He's like, even if Kong is injured and down, he ain't giving up. He ain't giving up his throne to this sewer lizard with fire breath. It's like, make sure Kong stood up and immediately passed out afterwards because, I mean, you had to have a winner, and Godzilla won that fight. But just seeing...
That utter defiance from Kong, where basically Godzilla's just yelling at his face, basically saying, you know, you lose, I'm considered your king, step down or I will kill you. And then the fact that fucking King Kong was like roaring back, basically saying, no, I'm not gonna bow down to you, you're not my king. I don't give a flying F who you are.
It was an equal versus an equal moment where
And
you get
due to the fact that Godzilla was like, okay, you know, hey, you're down, you're wounded, you're not going to be able to get back up from that shit. That was like a massive moment of like, oh shit, Godzilla knows that he won because of the fact of how badly damaged Kong was. You know, so he basically just was like, you know what, I damaged you enough. You should basically be submitted by now. I'm gonna get off you. Walk away.
Walk away like I win. I don't have to kill you to win. To prove that I'm better. And then we get into the boss battle.
The end to all means, as I like to call it, in my opinion.
We have 30 minutes left in the film. The human story's been building to this, and we're going to give you guys the best fight of the entire movie because we finally find out what the weapon. Go ahead, guys.
Before you get to fight, we have to explain why this boss is there.
I mean, we've already essentially.
When they come into the room and they see that giant ass skull.
Right. Okay. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Explained that part yet or no?
No, we have not because I told Gag I didn't want to reveal. I am gonna be loud. You gotta deal with it.
Okay.
I told Gag that we didn't want to talk about it until you got here because I knew for a fact you and I have been waiting for this moment since Godzilla first showed up in Hawaii in 2014. So, you want to do the honors, or should I reveal what this weapon really was?
Mecha Godzilla! The best thing that I was not expecting to happen the way that it did. I was expecting... okay, so, I was a massive fan of Godzilla growing up.
Obviously. I think we all were.
I gotta say, the first thing that I had as an experience of Godzilla was not the original films and whatnot. No. The first experience I had was, of course, the Roland Emmerich Godzilla, the one that came out in 1999. That was there. That was in existence. Didn't care. I had local movie rental company, not Best Buy, not Blockbuster, not massive stuff. It was just like a small mom and pop shop. They had classic Godzilla stuff on DVDs and whatnot. And one of the ones that I saw was the second Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, which in Japan was known as Kiryu. And basically with that, it was a type of military branch that had built a robot Godzilla
Using the
off
old
the bones
bones
off
of
the
the
very
original.
first Godzilla, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's fantastic!" This movie throws that conventions out the window,
Yeah, exactly.
Because
using the skull of one of the decapitated heads of Ghidorah from Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
before we get into this, I actually did research watching King of Monsters earlier last week before going to see Godzilla vs. Kong. I did research because it was I will admit, having been on YouTube and everything, at some point during the week, I had watched a video that I had no warning, but it was a leaked image of Mechagodzilla. So I was doing research on classic movies and everything. So I decided to go look at Godzilla King of Monsters to hype myself up for Godzilla vs. Kong. In the movie, there is only one head of Ghidorah that was not completely destroyed. It was the one that Charles Dance's character bought.
And at the end of the other one, yes.
Found at the end of the other one. And Chico fans, King Ghidorah has names for each of his heads. I don't know the first two, but I know one thing for sure: the head that remained that was decapitated was everyone's favorite head, good old Kevin. And guess what head they used for Mechagodzilla?
Now, going back to the movie, originally I was not expecting to have Mechagodzilla be controlled using one of King Ghidorah's heads. What I was expecting was there to be Mecha King Ghidorah.
Right, which everyone was expecting.
It was the thing that had happened. Everyone has seen it in the previous movie, in the past of the Toho films, that there is a mecha version of Ghidorah.
King Ghidorah.
But with the way that they did it was absolutely fantastic. They used the head as a supercomputer to link a human consciousness to their mech, and it was able to be controlled via a single human being, like with the second version of Mechagodzilla, also known as Kiryu. They had a little ship that flew around with Mechagodzilla, and the actual pilot was in that ship,
right,
controlling what was going on.
But there's a major difference in between Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 and Godzilla vs. Kong to Mechagodzilla, where the second Mechagodzilla came fully online, he became self-aware. In my mind, that's the remnants of King Ghidorah coming to take command over Mechagodzilla, having a new body and everything, and he's like, oh hey, Godzilla's over here, I'm gonna go kick his ass for killing me. So he's like, the idea that King Ghidorah had been resurrected as Mechagodzilla, which I thought was an amazing idea, to have the big bag of King of the Monsters become the big bag.
Come back.
Make it come.
Like, oh, hey, this is brand new for me. I can see how I can, use this entire brand new body of mine to go and absolutely try to wreck the shit of the guy who wrecked my shit.
Oh, and on top of all that, he's been fighting King Kong. So he's down in the gums, he's barely able to stand. I'm gonna go kick him while he's down. Because I'm a freaking machine, and I can freaking do that. Mechagodzilla is awesome.
Okay, so the whole point of the human side of the Godzilla people was they were listening to one of the workers who worked at Apex, who was secretly realizing that there was some shady shit going on, which is why he started working there, and he got to sneak around the entire complex to go and try to figure out hey, what the hell's going on with this, what's going on with that, yada yada, blah blah blah, and he finds a file with this spear on it.
Turns out to
he
be.
he goes and there's he goes to go and find this sphere, which had started making noise like the orca, and
The sphere turns out to be Mechagodzilla's eye, and
yes.
one thing leads to another. The
And he had the
dude
first
with
attack by Godzilla at there,
Mhm.
which I understand, which comes, of course, Godzilla being a giant ass monster that probably would not have consensus to that. Probably would have just absolutely wrecked their shit before they even got the chance to try to get any energy. Which is why they decided, well, fuck, we're just gonna go and do this adventure into the Hollow Earth.
Right.
Which
So
they go.
I'm gonna go ahead and interrupt here and say we got about 14 minutes left in this, and we still got some other stuff I would like to talk about. Regarding Godzilla versus Kong. Well, we might have to push the Falcon and Winter Soldier stuff as well as the DSC Future Project stuff till next week's episode.
Oh.
But because there are some things I would like to discuss after we get done with the final boss battle of Godzilla vs. Kong. Go ahead, Tony.
Alright, so you got 14 minutes, right? Alright, I can finish this off in the next 3 minutes, maybe less. So,
3, 2, 1, go!
So, basically they have the little adventure. The daughter of the Mechagodzilla and who owns Apex goes down with them. She goes, jacks the energy. They realize, oh fuck, we fucked up. And
She dies a horrible, no good, very bad death.
Killed every one of them. But during that, she had managed to transfer off the energy signature to them, which allowed them to go and replicate it anyways extremely perfectly, allowing them to go and perfect their machine. Machine comes out and basically wrecks their shit due to the fact that it's too much of an energy output, kills the pilot. The fucking machine becomes sentient, kills her father, and
Kills Arizona.
In there, it just goes around and says, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go. Leaves out, turns around and says, all right, I'm gonna head out. Leaves, finds Godzilla, decides, hey, I'm gonna fucking wreck Godzilla's shit. Decides to wreck Godzilla's shit. They go.
Godzilla can't put up even a fight.
King Kong. King Kong gets revived. Fucking fixes his dislocated shoulder.
By using a building.
Joins up with Godzilla, and they have this massive epic fight between each other, going back and forth. Godzilla going and blowing several hits into Mechagodzilla, switching it off with fucking Kong. Kong getting massive hits in, and you're just sitting there watching these two giants just absolutely wreck the shit of this machine.
But here's the thing. Mechagodzilla was winning the fight.
The entire fight was just being absolutely decimated because of Mechagodzilla, with all of its additional parts, missiles, fucking random lasers from random orifices, the massive atomic breath like fucking beam from the mouth, exactly
The
like
Sonic
how...
Cannon, that's what I like to call it.
God. Just everything. The fucking clamp hands, the hand that can easily just be like a fucking clamp, and if it wanted to, it could probably use that to exert enough force to snap the neck of a creature. the fact that it was being stopped, the drill hand, the fact that that was being stopped
The
because
drill
they were just
tail.
like, hey, look, fuck you, we're not gonna go and take your shit. And they just absolutely switched it up, just decimating the shit, and fucking Kong grabbing the fucking axe, it getting powered up by Godzilla, and then fucking the powered up axe being used to absolutely wreck the arms and rest of the limbs off of Mechagodzilla, and then decapitating the
In
fucking
full
decapitation
Predator.
and ripping
Decapitation!
Oh my god.
And that, lovely viewers and listeners, is what is called a nerdgasm. Yes, for the record, Mechagodzilla got his ass handed to him on a silver platter by Godzilla, literally lighting up freaking the axe, and Kong decapitates him, freaking Predator style. Oh.
Just talking about it, just that was the most beautifulest sequence I've ever seen in movie making history.
One of the best sequences out of that entire fight is seeing Godzilla and Mechagodzilla using their atomic breaths on each other and stopping in mid-air. It's like, oh shit! Godzilla's main weapon is being bested by a machine.
Most people would compare that exact same thing with a fight from Dragon Ball Z, where they both have Cell versus Gohan when he comes back.
Like I said, guys, make your weeb.
And then fucking Gohan just energy explosion, just obliterates.
Yeah, we get it.
That's exactly how it was, except fucking Mechagodzilla was basically Kid Gohan and just fucking used the rest of his energy to go and destroy Godzilla's blast, which, made me sad, but just made me extremely happy.
Alright, now that we got all of that out of the system, we got about 8 minutes left of the podcast. We've gone through all 4 of the major fights. The human characters don't matter at this point. They helped. Moving on. So the movie ends, Kong is in the Hollow Earth, Godzilla is doing his territorial waters in the sea. They've gone their separate ways, they have some respect for each other. Whatever. Movie ends. No post-credit scene because Legendary doesn't know what they want to do next with the MonsterVerse. I know what I want them to do next.
There are several things that Legendary can do with a MonsterVerse.
May I explain my version, my expectation? What
right,
okay.
You go first, real quick, and then we'll go for mine, and then we can, if the dad has anything, he can go and throw in his as well.
Alright, let's go. Next film, or possibly last film in the series, Godzilla Extinction. We have now that the humans have entered the whole Earth, there's a lot of potential for 3 big monsters to come out of all of that. We got, there's the potential for Gigan, the potential for Biolante, and the extreme potential, which they kinda hinted at in the last 2 movies, of Destroyer. And, I mean, they've mentioned that Destroyer is like the oldest of all the Titans. We had some crustacean-type creatures in the Hollow Earth during Kong scenes. We got the Oxygen Destroyer that was introduced in Kong, in King of the Monsters. All of that. We have humans exploring the Hollow Earth. They could be experimenting on plants. We know Monarch at least has the head of the female Muto. We know that the skull of Ghidorah is still physically there. I'm sure there's remains of Ghidorah there as well. And we also know that the humans have advanced technology to the point where they can make a freaking Mecha Godzilla that can wreck Godzilla's ass. To the point where he needs Kong's help to do anything. So we have the potential for Gigan. We have the potential for Biolante. And we definitely have potential for Destroyer. The idea is that Destroyer comes up, he's like, oh, hey, guess what? All you humans, I gotta go. So it's Godzilla versus literally Destroyer, who's like King Ghidorah on, well, steroids. I mean, I've been seeing all over Twitter, people literally asking for the exact same kaiju all in the same movie. Gigan, Biolante, Destroyer versus Godzilla. Something I want to see very bad. And I'm sure Tony can agree that. I mean, this movie does everything to set that particular film up. It really does. It opens the floodgates for a whole bunch of other kaiju to come out and, well, wreck people's shit. So, anyway. 4 minutes, 20 seconds, Tony, go.
Alright, so for mine, if I do want to see another Godzilla movie, I don't have a title for it. If anything, it would probably be exactly like Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, which was absolutely stunning when we saw that. Either that or Godzilla Final War.
Ooh, yeah.
Final War was definitely a fantastic one as well. But if anything, I do also want to see Destroyer in a movie.
I mean, Destroyer is probably gonna be like the be-all, end-all of kaiju. Like, there's no kaiju that they can come up with that's more destructive and more powerful than freaking Destroyer, who is, as far as I can tell, the only canonical kaiju who has ever defeated Godzilla. Or at least given it to a point where he dies.
I want to see Destroyer, Gamera.
Gamera, yeah.
Those who don't know, is basically a giant ass turtle that can fly by spinning so fast. It's basically kind of like Godzilla, but it's thrown with tusks. Love Gamera. I also want to see Mecha King Ghidorah fight. Or
Gigan
or Hedra.
Hedra, yeah. Hedra would
thing.
Hedra would be fun too.
One thing I will never want to see in a Godzilla Americanized film is the stupid wrestling move jump kick thing, where he literally, I mean, that was part of a kid's dream in
the one where he literally drop kicks using his tail.
And he just jumps, does a fucking drop kick from like miles away.
I would like to point out one thing, because we know that Godzilla's atomic breath is powerful enough to drill a hole to the freaking center of the earth. He might just be powerful enough that you know what, if you know what I mean.
Okay, for those who don't know what you know what is, quick rundown. There's a fight. I don't remember what movie it was. It's been a while.
I'm setting a timer.
There's a flying monster that basically is getting away from Godzilla, and Godzilla's just like, you know what? F this shit. It turns around. By the way, this is Toho. It turns around. It curls itself up like it's a sushi, and fucking uses its atomic breath to take off and fly after this shit, using its atomic breath back to its shit and catches up to it. A lot of fans in the Toho were like, okay, but they still liked it anyways.
It was so stupid, it was amazing. And the fact that Godzilla can do that, legendary Godzilla can drill a hole to the center of the earth using his atomic breath, puts this in a way where it's actually freaking possible. I don't know what. For the record, so I can speak to both you, Tony, and you, Gag. I have extended the timer by 30 minutes, so we don't have to keep rushing.
Okay,
because
but if anything, if Godzilla was to go and use that move, it would have to be against Space Godzilla. We would have to have a movie with Space Godzilla in the legendary films, and it would have to involve, Space Godzilla trying to escape from Godzilla, trying to go into its basically its own battlefield. So Godzilla's like, okay, well, fuck that shit, grabs onto it as it's flying into space, and the only way for Godzilla to come back would have to be to do that move. Which I think would be pretty. It'd be, of course, it'd be over the top, but it would still be, a way for it to include that move in any future movie, if they decide to include that move. But another one that I really, really, really would like to see is our legendary Godzilla fighting against the previously released Godzilla that came out in Japan, Shin Godzilla.
Ooh, Shin Godzilla will probably win that fight.
I would love to see how that would turn out.
Shin Godzilla would definitely win that fight.
Oh.
I mean, yes, legendary Godzilla.
There'd be no doubt about it that legendary Godzilla would probably absolutely get its ass handed to it. But you know that legendary Godzilla would have a massive upper hand at the start, due to the fact, one, at the end of Shin Godzilla, it's internally cooled to the point that it can't move ever again,
right?
For who knows how long. But also with the fact that it has these little creatures, these little humanoid creatures that are spawning off of its tail.
Spoilers for Shin Godzilla, for the record.
Sorry about this, guys. But one, you guys gotta definitely see Shin Godzilla if you guys have not seen that.
It was the last release. It was the most recent Toho live-action Godzilla film.
I could see it being an extension of Godzilla, and yet it still have the normal Shin Godzilla. So you have Shin Godzilla, and then you have the little mini humanoid Godzilla things that are following after it, which I would understand would probably be like, kind of like how the Roland Emmerich had like the baby Godzillas and whatnot, but instead of it being baby Godzillas, it would be like these humanoid creatures that do their own thing.
In any
but
case,
I would see it as more of a extension of it, where it can go and be like, spies and go around and actually deal damage itself. Have like a swarm of these things going after and trying to attack Legacy Godzilla, and just be like, or not Legacy, Legendary Godzilla, basically like, hey, we're gonna slowly try to eat away at you and distract you while our main body is going and wrecking your shit. That's what I would like to see them used as. Okay. Now that I got mine out of the way,
Alright, Gag.
I think he's asleep.
No.
I'm the one who should be asleep at this point. I've been up since 7 o'clock last night, so.
Alright.
I'm awake. I'm just sitting here listening to him.
Alright, Gag, what would you like to see in the future of Legendary's Monsterverse?
Oh, God. There's so much. I almost would like to see them kind of... in the original series, they revived a lot of the creatures. Right? I'd like them to see them come up with a new creature.
Oh yeah, I mean, if one of the
kind of
best things about.
well, let me finish.
Go ahead.
The thing I want is if some scientists would create like a cross between Godzilla and Kong. Get the strength and everything of Kong with the different kind of powers and stuff Godzilla has.
Tony, correct me if I'm
That
wrong,
Kong with
but
the breath.
correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they do that already? In Toho, like, if I remember correctly, Space Godzilla himself was like a cross between Godzilla and another alien monster, similar to Kong or something. I don't know.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
remember seeing all this.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna have to look it up real quick because it's been a while. Okay, give me a couple seconds here. I already brought it up. Okay, so basically, going off of what this wiki has says happened to it, the Space Godzilla was created basically during a fight between hold on, I'm trying to figure out where the hell it is.
Cute,
So,
cute,
or-
cute.
No, I found it. So, it's, according to this, it says they hypothesized that some samples of Godzilla's DNA were somehow cast into space during a fight with an enemy. It doesn't state what enemy, but it was formed and mutated by these crystals when it was swallowed up by a black hole, which came out of a white hole at the end, which apparently that's how it was formed. But according to the rest of the wiki, apparently a possibility being suggested was after a fight. Oh, okay. It says right here, after leaving Earth in 1993, Mothra unwittingly carried pieces of Godzilla's genetic material that came onto her during her battle with him. That's one form that the wiki's going and saying that it was Mothra that somehow dragged pieces of Godzilla's DNA into space with her.
Alright.
Another one was
I think we get the
Iron
idea.
was what who did it. We don't really know. We just know that somehow some of Godzilla's DNA got into space, was sucked up into a black hole after joining with some weird space crystals, and it came out through a white hole, and then bam, you have Space Godzilla.
Hey, go back. But yeah, a hybrid kaiju is something I've always liked the idea of. With Legendary, I've always liked the idea of them using their own American-created monsters because we created King Kong. We also created Clover and Cloverfield and everything like that. There's a whole bunch of other monster movies that we've created that aren't as popular as those two, but But yeah, I would love to see creatures similar to the Mugos from Godzilla 2014, where we actually get to see kaiju that aren't Toho created, you know? But anyways, go ahead, Jack.
Sorry about all that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. To be something like with Kong's body type, muscle, and big, strong type, mixed with Godzilla. You know, be able to have like his atomic breath and everything else.
I
Kind of
do,
a mixture.
I do like the idea of a human creating a kaiju, or a human
like a
create.
scientist gets both of their DNAs and crossbreeds them together to create a whole new character.
Yeah, I like that. I would also maybe throw in Biolante, because I mean Biolante is their original creation is basically humans interfering, doing experiments on kaiju DNA mixed with plants, which now that we have the Hollow Earth opened up, we have every chance to get some of that in there as well. So we got prehistoric plants, experimentation.
Just the Hollow Earth alone, they haven't really explored what's there.
I mean,
who's to say there's not something else there?
I mean, they even tease freaking Angerus. Are you kidding me?
I know, but I'm just saying they haven't really explored it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the next movie, let them get down there and explore, and they find something else that is more powerful than both Kong and Godzilla combined.
That would be Destroyer.
Well, you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, we know what you mean. I think that would be interesting for a Kong movie instead of a Godzilla movie, because I mean Kong has already made his home in the Hollow Earth. Kong's home is pretty much the jungle. It's all we've ever really seen him in outside of New York City. So I would be interested in seeing a King Kong movie that takes place in the Hollow Earth, and it's more like a feature-length version of the Jersey Center of the Earth storyline from Godzilla vs. Kong. Like something a little bit more like that, where humans are exploring the Hollow Earth, and they have Kong as their guide, almost. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It kind of does.
But yeah, a hybrid between Godzilla and Kong. Wow, that is.
Really, I wouldn't say a hybrid, but it has some of the best strengths of both.
Yes. I would, yeah, that would be an interesting thing to see, because going.
Both the characters have their own power abilities. I mean, Kong's was more of his strength and bruteness.
Kong's was more his mobility, if you really think about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's his strength, his abilities, and bruteness, and just the fact he was a big ass brute.
Godzilla.
He had other things, like the breath, and seemed like Godzilla was a little bit smarter in things.
I mean, like we were saying earlier, Godzilla has more experience in fighting other titans, both on screen and off screen, than Kong has confirmed. Tony, do you remember the days when the atomic breath was supposed to be like this amazing, once-a-film thing where it's like, Godzilla uses his atomic breath and it's like the climax of the movie, it's like, Godzilla is finally going to win, and everything. Remember that? Remember, yeah, I do too. Watches Godzilla vs. Kong. Watches Godzilla use the atomic breath every 5 seconds. Because, I mean, even in 20...
Weapon, basically.
It is his main weapon, but even going back to like Godzilla 2014 when he's fighting the Mutos, he only... He doesn't use it right off the bat. He uses his wits and know-how. Like, I mean, the male kaiju he kills using his bitch slapping him with his tail into a building. The other one, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like the atomic breath was supposed to be like this special thing, like this amazing money shot. Like, oh shit, it's getting real now. Godzilla is pulling out his ultimate weapon, the freaking atomic breath. But then, when we get to Godzilla vs. Kong, you see him literally using it in, like, every 5 seconds. Like, it's... Okay, so, I have this MP5 in my hand. I'm just gonna use it. Instead of just saving ammo for later.
I do kind of agree with how they overused
Like, yeah, they... Don't get me wrong, I love the atomic breath scenes. I love seeing Godzilla using the atomic breath scenes, but, I mean, even in the Toho films, seeing him use the atomic breath, it was special.
it. Yeah, I like the fact that he would use his tail and stuff to attack the person. Just using that tail has a lot of power.
Mm-hmm. And Godzilla using his own brute force.
Yeah, use his spikes and whatever else he has with him.
Mm-hmm.
Save the atomic fire for the climax. You know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, even in King of the Monsters, the atomic breath scenes actually were like special scenes. Like Godzilla gets his ass kicked by King Ghidorah and Antarctica. Next thing you know, you see that tail slowly light up, and it's like, okay, shit's about to get real. Yay, Godzilla's about to kick King Ghidorah's ass. And King Ghidorah dodges it and uses his lightning blast on Godzilla, so it's like Uno reverse card. So it's like I understand what they're. I understand that they want to give Godzilla the badass shots and everything, but
And that's what I liked about this one is even though he used it, they gave Kong
a
weapon
bit.
to fight back.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's like, okay, so he has a weapon to fight back with the axe. How are we gonna use that? I mean, the whole idea of the axe being able to absorb the atomic breath, that would have been an amazing Uno reverse card. If it wasn't shown in the trailer, if Godzilla didn't use the atomic breath every 5 freaking seconds.
And see, and that's the other thing I liked was whenever Godzilla was fighting the mecha, and they both did it, and the mecha just had more power,
Mm-hmm.
and just knocked Godzilla completely back.
Right.
It's like, oh shit, I can't use that against him no more.
Mm-hmm. Well, in a way, he kind of did, but that was more for Kong. But anyway.
But then the fact that them two working together to destroy him
Mm-hmm.
was probably, I think, one of the best scenes I've ever seen in the whole movie.
I mean,
How they work together too.
you heard.
And then the final stare that they give each other, like they understand each other, what's going on.
Like, no, it was more like Godzilla's like, he roars and everything. Kong's like, oh shit, we're doing this again. He's like, you know what? No, screw it. Drops the axe.
Yeah, it's kind of like he understands what's going on. Like Kong kind of says, okay, I'm too tired. I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to save it for another day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost like Godzilla was telling Kong, thank you for helping him.
In his own stubborn.
When he turned around and walked away.
The way I saw it was like, I appreciate you for helping me. Don't be a bitch. I'm king.
Wait till next time.
Just wait till next time.
Next time.
Next time, you're going in the hole. Like,
Right.
so, literally, you're gonna go into the hole now. I'm gonna burn open with my atomic breath. I'm gonna freaking choke slam you like King into the center of the earth. But yeah, I guess people can tell at this point that at least I can say for me, Tony and Dad, that we're all fans of the Legendary Monsterverse. I mean, me and Tony are definitely fans of the Toho Godzilla films, some of which are available on HBO Max, streaming live right now on HBO Max. Some might be there, some might not. So go watch those, as well as all 4 films in the Monsterverse are available on HBO Max as well. We got about 9 minutes left, and I wanted to mention something to the two of you that I think you both will find extremely interesting. And that has nothing to do with Godzilla vs. Kong. So, the other day, I was talking around with Daniel. I was working on a new project in the DSC CMP world for a upcoming Colonica of Duty map. And while we were talking...
Is that what you mentioned on Discord earlier?
No, that's a different thing. I'll talk to you about that. I'll tell you about that later in a couple minutes, when I advertise my next stream. Don't worry. What me and Daniel were discussing was me trying to convince him to watch a movie next week. If he's still thinking about it, but I am trying to get him to watch a very specific movie. I told him that a lot of memes came from that film. It was funny. It was a science fiction film that didn't have a lot of gore and anything like that. So and it was on Netflix. So he's like, okay, what's the movie called? Spaceballs. And I straight up said, hey, something I would like to do for the podcast in the future is having a little segment for the podcast where we have you come on and you describe your reactions to a specific movie. We're not gonna give you any movies that we feel like you're not gonna enjoy. We're not gonna force you into doing any of these. I just want to hear his reaction to the major asshole scene.
Oh
And so we got
Bunch of assholes.
and like the lunatic speed and everything. So I want
God. Coming to desert.
coming to desert.
Wait, oh, shit.
Wait, Fouch. Rick Moranis, Phil Pullman, John Candy, even John Hurt was in the film at one point. Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schwartz.
Schwartz.
The Schwartz.
Yogurt.
Yeah.
Wait, who played the C-3PO knockoff? It wasn't Betty White.
No.
Is the
I think it's
she was
like
talk shows.
Is it Joanna or Joan Rivers?
Yeah, it was Joan Rivers, yeah. May she rest in peace. I suppose John Candy. May he rest in peace. But I was telling Daniel, you don't have to watch this movie. I just think it'd be really funny if you did. So,
If he wants a good laugh and if he understands Star Wars itself, he will get a lot of the characters.
I would get it just because I wanted to hear his reaction to the memes in it, and some of the player scenes.
I mean, that, but he would have a different respect for the Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of how funny and how stupid that one is.
Right. I told him that if the first one goes well, if he enjoys the movie and he wants to do another one, then then you, me, and Tony can all discuss, what kind of movie we would like him to watch next.
One of my favorite scenes from that movie is when they do the lightsaber thing. They put the rocks down there and it shoots out. And the one just deflates. Like, oh
I love the roommate line again, as well as the Spaceballs a placemat, Spaceballs a blanket.
yeah, I just gotta say this. After that movie came out, Trojan condoms come out with the glow in the dark condoms. And the commercial was they're in the dark and all you see are these two things.
But yeah,
And they become very popular, and all of a sudden they just went away.
gee, I wonder why. In any case, we've been we've been going on for over almost an hour and a half now. I gotta do some more stream announcements and everything for remainder of the week, going into next week. So we got that. I'm gonna talk about. First and foremost, I want to say another thank you to 1551 for giving us access to their musical catalog to use for the podcast and for live streams. You can always scan the Spotify code on screen right now to add them to your playlist in the future. Huge shout out to Spencer Crew and Jeremy Dooley for giving us access for that. As far as streams go for this coming up week, tonight we are not doing a stream as we are respecting the because we're respecting the holiday of Easter. Happy Easter to everyone. Again, we will be back on Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. to be doing a Minecraft Bedrock version of the popular Minecraft minigame Minecraft Manhunt, popularized by Minecraft YouTuber and Twitch streamer Dream. I will explain that to you. I will explain that to everyone in party at some other point. That will be 6:30 Wednesday night, and that'll be a 2-hour long stream. I will be doing another ranked night stream in Rainbow Six Siege on Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next Sunday at 3:30 p.m. we will be back at normal time to do DSC-Cast number 13. Again, featuring yours truly, as well as Tony and Dad. Maybe even throwing Daniel in there. Yeah, the faithfuls. And next Sunday night is the April edition of the DSC Hunger Games. So, for both of you, be prepared for that. So next Sunday, Hunger Games is what's gonna happen, what we're doing. So, be prepared for all of that. My name's Callon 4968. I stream live here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Callon 4968 as seen on screen. I'm also streaming on YouTube. You can watch the VOD of this podcast on the DSC-Live, DSC-CastLIVE YouTube VOD channel, where you will see all the podcasts that we've done uploaded directly there, as well as on Twitch. You guys want to say anything before we go?
No, I'm good.
Joey?
Watch Godzilla vs. Kong if you haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You won't
Go watch it. Definitely watch it.
Definitely watch it after you get the contents of the other films. Because you will need context if you haven't seen the first 3 in the MonsterVerse. They're all on HBO Max. I don't know exactly. I believe it's $10 a month. Give it a watch. They're all in HD, high quality. Yeah. So give those a watch. Again, thank you to 1551. Thank you to everyone who is watching live at home on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We will be back on Wednesday, as mentioned, 6:30 p.m. Most Dangerous Game Manhunt Live on Wednesday, April 7th at 6